You need to find a software that actually helps people. I think you're gonna like this. You don't have to pay that much. Import those events. You can find really interesting insights as to what is going wrong. This is really, really important for the results. Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit about CRO software and which one you should pick, because I get this question all the time on my Instagram and people are just not sure, and there's so many options out there. And I've really narrowed this down to about 5 or 6 different criteria that are really essential for what software you should pick. We use a variety because every client is different, and I think you're gonna like this and it's gonna make it easier for you to pick the right CRO software. So number one, which I think a lot of people forget, is that you wanna integrate your CRO software with Google Analytics 4 so that you can verify all your experiments and all your data, making sure that the revenue is tracked correctly, and you can also look up other events. The reason, and this is a bit technical, is that most conversion rate softwares are just very basic by default. So if you want to look at the amount of clicks on a certain button, or the amount of people that scroll down just to actually see what it is you changed on a page, then those are events you would usually create in Google Tag Manager or GA4 and then import those events into your software. So make sure that integration with GA4, most of them integrate, just make sure, because it's really, really important for the results. Number two is an integration with a heat map, a session recording software. This is mostly just to make things easier. When it integrates with like Hotjar or Mouseflow, you can actually click to watch all the recordings of everyone that was exposed to your A/B test. And you can also go a bit further down, say everyone exposed to the A/B test that did a certain action but didn't potentially convert for some reason. So let's say you run an A/B test where you're changing an element, you want people to click on a certain button and then you want them to check out. So you could even filter down and say to the software, show me all recordings in this experiment that have clicked this button but have not checked out. And those kind of recordings are extremely valuable because now you've narrowed down the amount of recordings you have to watch, and you can find really interesting insights as to what is going wrong. Number three is world-class customer support. You need to find a software that actually helps people when they have a problem. So we run A/B tests, maybe 100 A/B tests a week. And so we have constant needs to fix things, bugs, issues. And if the software is down for some reason, not working, or is buggy, or we have a problem with an A/B test, then they can come in and debug and find the problem. So that's really important that they are there, almost like 24/7. Chat support is what we prefer at Purple Fire. Number four, that is CMS system, that it's supported through your CMS. And if you don't have a software that's integrating with your CMS, WooCommerce, Magento, Shopify, maybe you're on something a little bit less common. Maybe it could be like an open source CMS system which doesn't have direct integration. Maybe you won't be able to use all the features because of the limitations. So find out if it supports your CMS, kind of a given. It's like something you check right away, but it's something I have to mention. Number five is the budget. You can find softwares that cost $5,000, $10,000 a month, extremely expensive, but they're meant for enterprise businesses or really, really massive e-commerce businesses. So you need to check, and you shouldn't be paying $10,000 if you're doing $200K a month. You can get great softwares for about $200, $300 a month. You don't have to pay that much. It of course depends on your revenue, and you should definitely be spending less than 1% of your revenue on your CRO software. And I will go over some options for you which we're using, and I will talk a little bit about the price range too. And then the final thing you need to consider is the type of test you want to run. Do you want to run pricing tests? Do you want to run shipping threshold tests? Perhaps testing one theme against another theme, one app against another app, or maybe you're running a subscription-based business. Again, there can be limitations based on these custom conversions you may be running, and so you need to check if the software supports those. And that's often the biggest limitation which will make you pick a certain software, is that they cannot support subscription-based A/B tests or whatever it might be. Those are the main factors, and based on all those, we have really good experience with about 8 or so. Number one for Shopify, I would say right now, is IntelliGems. They're probably the best one. There's another one called Uplift. It's also decent, but it's much more basic. So if you want to go a little bit advanced, price test and so forth, IntelliGems is the way to go. And then a shameless pitch, honestly, is that GoSupersonic.ai, which is our software. We will be launching an A/B testing feature within our software. So that combines your server-side tracking, your integrations with all ad platforms. So you basically shoot all your data up to them, and A/B testing on top of that. So it's like everything in one. It will definitely be the cheapest because of all the features, but hopefully also the best because it's actually run by a CRO agency. agency that is testing day in, day out. But other options is Optimizely. That's a really great one, especially if you're not running Shopify. We use convert.com for a lot of our clients as well, so that's the one you can consider. If you have more of a custom setup and you're really worried about loading speed, then I can recommend Growthbook, because it's kind of tailored to everything you want, because you can change so much in the code and customize it. So Growthbook is really good if you're looking for enterprise clients where speed and everything needs to be tailored to their setup. Then there's VWO, Full Story, and Dynamic Yield. Those three are also good, with Dynamic Yield and Full Story being really expensive, so consider your budget here. But if you're a larger business, those are really great. So that was the video for today. Hopefully that was useful. Please do share this, like and subscribe if you found it useful, and we'll talk soon.